Pralale hai peniale, miștora klemtumen. Semlošali ke si mani šansa avdiveste vakeravtumenge vare save informacije palamari romanicib, tai si te penav savore informacije ande anglicanicib. Romani language has been for many years transmitted in oral form from generations to generations. After linguists analyzed the language of Roma, most of them affirm that Romani language is an Indo-European language belonging to the Indo-Iranian branch, more precisely to the Indo-Aryan branch. After analyzing its morphological inflections, patterns, grammatical vocabulary, and the sound systems, linguists established that the language emerged first in central India, being similar with Hindi, later on in northwest of India, having similarities with Kashmiri, and in the same time indicating the route of Roma migration. These linguistic findings, together with the findings from the cultural anthropology, the science of history, and in most recent years, the population genetics, made Roma Indian origin a fact. Romani was later on influenced by Byzantine Greek, by Iranian languages, by Armenian and other languages of the Caucasus, from which it absorbed a limited amount of vocabulary. To make this practical, I am going to show some of the examples of words that demonstrate the influence from the pre-European lexicon and which are common to almost all Romani varieties. Indo-Aryan words. Iec, dui, trin means 1, 2, 3. Dai, dei, mother. Boc, boc, hunger. Tud, milk. Vast, vas, va. Hand. Iranian words. Ambrol or brol means spear. Bacht, bach, bast means luck. Purt means bridge. Angrushto, angrush means finger or ring. Some Armenian words. Dudum means pumpkin. Cecat, cicat means forehead. Grast, gra, grai means horse. We also have some Greek words to give us examples. Efta, ochto, enia means 7, 8, 9. Papin, papni means goose. Ora, aor, zumi means soup. After migrating to Europe during the 14th and 15th centuries, the dispersion of Roma groups was followed by a period of settlement during the 16th, 17th centuries. During this period of time have emerged the major differences between the dialects of individual groups when these were influenced by the contact with different languages such as Romanian, Bulgarian, Macedonian, Turkish, Hungarian, German, Polish, and so on. The use of Romani language. There are no reliable figures about the number of speakers of Romani either in Europe or in other continents. There are sometimes estimations which suggest that there are around 5 million speakers in Europe and about 500,000 in the rest of the world. The actual number may be much higher. However, this makes Romani one of the larger minority languages in the area represented by the Council of Europe and in the European Union countries. The largest group of speakers are found in southeastern Europe, especially in Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, Macedonia, Serbia, and Montenegro, as well as in Greece, Slovakia, Moldavia, and Hungary. Romani communities that settled in the Western countries 5-6 centuries ago, such as Portugal and Spain, the United Kingdom, and the Scandinavian countries, excepting Finland, have abandoned Romani and have adopted the majority language. In this region, the Romani speakers consist predominantly of later immigrants from Central or Eastern Europe. Some communities, such as the English Romani Chals, the Welsh Kale, or the Swedish so-called Tartare, but also the Spanish and Portuguese Gitanos, descend from Romani-speaking population that, due to various historical circumstances, such as bans on the use of their language or intermarriage with indigenous groups, gave up their language and shifted to that of the majority population. Still, they retain a small vocabulary of Romani origin used as special lexicons inserted in the dominant language. Romani language is a fully developed language having own lexicon, grammar, and sound system. It is a distinct and coherent language by any measure. The lexicon, grammar, and sounds are subject to geographical variation as in most European languages, but historically speaking, this variation is young, having emerged only over the past 600-500 years. Romani language varieties. Linguists have been analyzing the different dialects of Romani and offered thus a classification of the varieties that are spoken by the different Roma groups in Europe. According to Jaron Matras, several factors are responsible for dialect differentiations in Romani. The migration of Romani-speaking populations through Europe in different periods, the geographical spread, the influence of the contact languages, and the specific changes that are limited to the structure of the individual dialects. The scientific literature has operated over the past decade with 4-5 principal divisions among dialect groups, but also with further subdivisions. Jaron Matras showed 4 principal divisions. And these are the Balkan dialects spoken in Turkey, Greece, Bulgaria, Macedonia, Albania, Serbia, Kosovo, Romania, Ukraine, and Iran. Vlach dialects spoken in Serbia and Montenegro, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Macedonia, southern Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, Albania, and Turkey. Central dialects in Hungary, Slovakia, northern Slovenia, eastern Austria, Ukraine, Romania, Czech Republic, Poland. And the Nordic dialects spoken in northeastern Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, and northwestern countries Germany, Austria, France, Italy, Netherlands, Belgium, and Finland. Based on linguistic research and according to the status of Romani in Europe written by Jaron Matras, we can say that almost all Romani dialects that are spoken in southeastern Europe between Turkey and Slovenia, including Romania and parts of Hungary, are mutually intelligible with minimal effort apart from second language insertions. The same can be said about the dialects of Central Eastern Europe, North Slovenia, the Czech and Slovak republics, South Poland, and Western Ukraine. Another very closely related groups of dialect is spoken between Central Poland and the Baltic states and Russia. More difficult for outsiders to understand are the Romani dialects of Germany, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Austria, northern and southern Italy, and Finland. In recent years, these categories made by linguists are more and more transformed in many countries due to the massive migration of outside speakers of different dialects. Codification of Romani. The codification system for Romani used in different European countries is not a common one. Many countries use the Roman alphabet and tend to use a mixture of international writing conventions, sometimes combined with selected features of the alphabets of the national languages. One codification system was proposed in 1990s during the International Romani Union Congress by Marcel Curtiat with the intention to develop it as a common alphabet for Romani language in Europe. The alphabet has failed to win popular support among Roma communities, as most of the problems arise with those sounds that are historically absent in Latin and for which modern European languages tend to find diverse solutions. This writing system is used in France, Kosovo, and Romania. Beside the international standard proposed by Marcel Curtiat with the 30 basic letters, according to Jaron Matras, there are two main systems that are used in Europe. One of them is Panvlah, not a single standardized form, but rather a set of orthographical practices, basic core of standard shared graphemes, using the wedge accents from Slavic alphabet, sh, j, ch, and h for aspirations like p, t, k, ch. The second system is the anglicized, an accommodation of the Panvlah orthography to English language keyboards, replacing those graphemes with diacritics with digraphs, such as substitution of ch, ch, sh, and j. Recognition of Romani at European level and its impact at national level. Since receiving recognition from the Council of Europe through different resolutions and recommendations, and after being included in 1992 in the European Charter for Regional and Minority Languages as non-territorial language, Romani has been recognized by 19 states out of 33 states that ratified the Charter as a minority language present in their territory. However, although 19 countries have ratified the Council of Europe's Charter, there are no significant governmental efforts for concrete implementation except for few countries across Europe. The introduction of the Romani language in the mainstream education is sporadic, experimental, and dependent on local initiative. The study of Romani language at university level, taking the form of independent courses, seems to be more visible and more qualitative. Having as aim to support the member states, in 2008, the Council of Europe has developed a curriculum framework for Romani language as part of the Council's comprehensive approach to Roma and to traveler issues, with the aim to provide a common basis for the elaboration of language syllabuses, curriculum guidelines, examinations, textbooks, etc. across Europe. One of the first countries that recognized Roma as one of the national minorities being able to make official use of their language is the North Macedonia, which has been recognizing Roma in 1992, followed by Austria in 1993, Finland in 1995, and Hungary in 1997. It appears that among the signatories of the Charter, the most intensive governmental efforts to promote Romani have been carried out in Romania, Finland, Austria, Hungary, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Sweden, and Bulgaria. Still, the strongest practical support for Romani within the education system is found in Romania, where a national Romani language curriculum was adopted in 1999 and has since received wide-scale implementation through all levels from preschool to higher education. Romania is one of the first countries who started a successful program on identity reconstruction through the study of Romani language and history within the school system, a unique initiative started back in 1990s. Various educational legislative measures and projects have been created by the Ministry of Education in cooperation with Roma NGOs, Many human resources were trained and employed in the school system, such as Roma inspectors, Roma principals, Roma school mediators, and Romani language teachers. In addition, an impressive number of tools for teaching Romani were created for kindergarten up to the university level. Certain education measures were taken by the Ministry of Education in cooperation with Roma NGOs, such as training and employing Roma staff in the educational system with the aim to increase and maintain the participation of Roma children in schools, encouraging the formation of a Roma elite by allocating separate places for Roma in high schools and universities, preserving of Romani language, history and culture through publishing teaching materials for studying Romania's mother tongue and Roma history in the education system, banning segregation in the education and starting the desegregation of already existing classes in the schools. Training on non-Roma teachers working with Roma students from the perspective of educational Romanipe, the set of Roma core values, non-segregation and non-discrimination in education. As a result of these measures, the statistical situation showed 7 to 11% of Roma students from the general number of students assumed proudly their identity, had better academic results, and that the school attendance at all levels has increased. More visible and also more qualitative seems to be the study of Romani language at the university level, taking the form of independent courses within the University of Bucharest, Sorbonne University from Paris, Charles University from Prague, Perch University from Hungary, Novi Sad University in Serbia, and as part of certain university programs at the University of Graz in Austria, Manchester University in England, and Amsterdam University in the Netherlands. Barcelona University in Spain, Aarhus in Denmark, Schumann in Bulgaria, Helsinki in Finland, and Södertörn University from Sweden. The importance of Romani language for Roma students in schools. Romani language tells Roma people about their beginning and their origin. It gives them the sense of belonging and strengthens their value system, pride and dignity linked with their roots. For children from certain Roma communities, Romani is the first language that opens them the door towards understanding and knowledge towards their emotions they grew up with and represents a connection to their cultural identity and belief system. Research has also shown that instruction in the mother tongue, especially from early age, has a significant impact on child's cognitive development and academic performance. The mother tongue is the foundation of their connection with family, society, culture, and identity. The United Nations admitted that languages have complex implications for identity, communication, social integration, education, and development. Much other research tells us that mother tongue plays a crucial role in child's overall development and how essential it is in shaping the child's personality as well as his psychological development, thoughts, and emotions. Throughout history, many Roma groups have lost their language due to assimilationist policies practiced by the different states, which culminated with the Holocaust, a trauma that sowed panic and despair among all Roma, making them to refuse to declare their identity even today and stop passing on the Romani language to their children. But those Roma who do not know their language anymore go through a hard time in finding a connection to their culture and to their roots. But why is cultural and personal identity important? The cultural identity gives us the sense of belonging. It helps us define ourselves in relation to the cultural groups we come from, while personal identity represents our true self made up of our goals, values, and beliefs. Between the two identities, there is a strong connection and one influences another in complex ways. In discriminatory events such as underestimation of the group you belong to, lack of respect for your mother tongue can bring dissatisfaction, uncertainty, and even identity crisis. When Romani language, a central feature of Roma students' identity, is seen as a low-status language, historically banned in public and associated with negative appellations, it undoubtedly produced negative effects on both the cultural and implicitly the personal identity. Therefore, many Roma face a low cultural identity commitment, meaning an uncertain sense of self, involving a low self-esteem with direct effects on their psychological functioning. This could also be an explanation for the low academic achievements of Roma students in schools and for the high rates of dropout, because our identities influence our behavior and our reactions in everyday life. Research has shown that people with low identity commitment are not prepared for the developmental tasks, while people with high identity commitment have a firm sense of who they are and feel strongly about the choices they make. The inclusion of the language, culture, and history of Roma in the national curricula and in the school developmental plan will help Roma students to express their identity and their individuality. Besides strengthening their cultural and personal identity, Roma students will be able to introduce themselves to the other with dignity, self-confidence, and be proud of who they are. Moreover, this represents a real contribution to the inclusive educational process and the chance for non-Roma students to learn about the cultures with which they coexist and interact every day. Romani and the political unity of Roma. Romani represents more than just a linguistic tradition. It is rooted in the heart of our diverse communities across the globe. Romani is a testament to our Romano enduring spirit and our ability to preserve our identity in the face of adversity. Romani language offers unique insights into our cultural heritage worldwide and Roma community ways of life. It is a bridge to our shared past, connecting us to ancient traditions and wisdom. Romani fosters a sense of belonging among Roma people. It is a symbol of unity that binds diverse Roma communities together, allowing us to express our thoughts, emotions, and aspirations in a way that resonates with our shared history. Therefore, language is not just a means of communication, it is a repository of culture, identity, and heritage, and plays a vital role in fostering political unity among Roma for several reasons. One of them is cultural identity and heritage. The Romani language is not just a means of communication, but a cornerstone of Roma identity and cultural heritage. It serves as a symbol of our shared history, traditions, and resilience in the face of historical marginalization. Another one is unity and solidarity. Language acts as a unifying force, bringing together diverse Roma communities across different regions and countries. It provides a common thread that strengthens solidarity and fosters a sense of belonging among the Roma people. Another one is empowerment and advocacy. Having a shared language enables Roma people to advocate for their rights, voice their concerns, and articulate their needs more effectively within political spheres. It allows them to articulate issues that are specific to their community and negotiate for policies that address these concerns. Preservation of cultural traditions. The Romani language serves as a vessel for preserving and passing down cultural tradition, stories, folklore, and values from one generation to another. It helps maintain a sense of continuity and pride in Roma heritage. Community empowerment and representation. When Roma individuals and communities use their language in political forums, it enhances their visibility, representation, and empowerment. It reinforces the notion of linguistic and cultural diversity as an integral part of broader societal frameworks. Sense of ownership and autonomy. Having our language recognized and valued within political context grants Roma a sense of ownership and autonomy over their cultural and linguistic identity. It strengthens our position in advocating for our rights and self-determination. Cultural revitalization and resilience. Revitalizing and promoting the Romani language contributes to the resilience of Roma culture, ensuring that it continues to thrive in the societal challenges. It reinforces the idea that language is a fundamental aspect of cultural survival. The Romani language serves more than just a mode of communication. It is a powerful tool for unity, advocacy, empowerment, and cultural preservation within the Roma community. Its recognition and promotion are integral to the political, social, and cultural advancement of the Roma people. Steps toward harmonization of Romani at European level. The initiatives of the European Institute for Arts and Culture, ERIAC. ERIAC has a unique and single mandate as a transnational European-level organization for recognition of Roma arts and culture. The European Roma Institute for Arts and Culture is a joint initiative of the Council of Europe, the Open Society Foundations, and the Roma Leader Initiative, the Alliance for European Roma Institute. ERIAC is an association registered under the German law in Berlin, Germany. ERIAC is a membership-based organization bringing together Roma and non-Roma individuals and organizations with relevant and demonstrated competencies and experience in the field of arts and culture and who are committed to ERIAC's values. ERIAC's activity is organized in 4 thematic sessions: arts and culture, history and commemoration, research and publication, media and information, and the transversal cross-section Romani language with the aim of protecting and promoting Romani as one of the historical and minority languages of Europe. In the beginning of 2019, ERIAC membership and management began designing ways forward for preserving Romani language heritage and to fulfill the general need in Europe for Romani language education, building on the existing results and continuing the international work on the common Romani language with international experts with proven experience in the field. In 2020, in the frame of the International Outreach Program of ERIAC, the Roma Cultural History Initiative, supported by the German Federal Foreign Office, ERIAC began a Romani language initiative to create activities that feed into the policies of the European Charter for Regional or Minority Languages. Through the Initiative for Romani Language, ERIAC created a database of Romani language teachers, translators, and interpreters. ERIAC launched a call and invited language specialists to apply to be part of an expert database. ERIAC is regularly contacted by German and other national and European authorities for recommendations. Thus, this database may serve as a pool of resources of translators, language educators, and interpreters. ERIAC also created a Romani Language Council, which plays a pivotal role in preserving, promoting, and developing the common Romani. The Language Council is composed of international Romani language experts, is dedicated to fostering unity and progress in the Romani language. It aims to harmonize, preserve, and promote the Romani language across diverse communities worldwide. This council works towards creating a unified form of the language, preserving its rich cultural heritage, advocating for its recognition, and coordinating efforts for its development, education, and revitalization on a global scale. ERIAC also produced 2 Romani language textbooks, level A1 and A2, written in the common Romani language, following the curriculum framework for Romani developed in 2008 by the Council of Europe Language Policy Division. ERIAC established a collaboration with the language education experts of the University of Graz to develop and produce the printed and electronic format of Romani language textbooks for adults A1 and A2 level. The textbooks are written in in the Common Romani, General Romani, and before being published were reviewed by European Roma language specialists, speakers of multiple Romani dialects, listed in ERIAC's Romani language experts database. ERIAC hopes to continue producing the textbooks for each language level in the following years. Also, inside the Initiative for Romani Language, ERIAC organizes the international conference Safeguarding Our Romani Language. Every year, on November 5th, the World Day of Romani Language, the European Roma Institute for Arts and Culture holds the international conference Safeguarding Our Romani Language, together with partners such as Council of Europe, European Commission, the University of Graz, University of Bucharest, bringing together experts, practitioners, and legislators who participate in the protection and promotion of the Romani language. The aim of the event is to oversee the status of Romani, to discuss the issues of language preservation, the topic of transnational harmonization, as well as the practices in Romani language education. Following the stipulation of the Memorandum of Understanding between ERIAC and the Council of Europe, ERIAC will continue building a close collaboration with the Council of Europe in its Romani language initiative to consider specific steps to take together for a long-term initiative for the future of the preservation and development of Romani language. ERIAC includes in its reports, research, and programming the promotion of Romani language as Europe's cultural heritage. ERIAC keeps in contact with local members and partners to observe the inalienable and commonly recognized rights to use the Romani minority language in the private and public life of the members of the Roma minority. Respect for the diversity is an ERIAC's founding principle, thus ERIAC encourages and recognizes the diversity in the use of Romani language in speech and in writing, in public and in private life of the Romani community. ERIAC takes measures to use Romani language in public life with its campaigns, open calls, competitions, and events. I would like to conclude by saying that Romani language and historical origins are not only stable indicators of Romani identity, but also a key element for the educational inclusion of Roma children. It is vital in framing their thinking and emotions. A person's mother tongue represents the connection to self and to family, and it is very necessary for their comprehensive and cognitive development. The tasks of the governments, ministries, are to adopt policies for increasing the school participation of Roma students by introducing Romani language and history in the national school curricula and by supporting the development of qualitative teaching materials, enabling the training and employment of Roma teachers, training of non-Roma teachers from the perspective of the educational Romani Pe. ERIAC will continue building a close collaboration with the Council of Europe and the European Commission with different universities in its Romani language initiative to consider specific steps to take together for long-term for the future preservation, promotion and development of Romani language in education. Nai saraftumenge kai shundenman, akaraftumen savorente tontumaro dumote vaza saite bare arasa mari Romani chip mai dur. Te oven sa ste veste tai bahtale.